Good day, I am Cadet Mark Anthony L. Fuentes from Davao Central College Road. Today's video will be discussing Aristotelian being in becoming. Aristotelian being in becoming. So first, material cause. Any being is corporeal, bodily, possessed of a certain materiality or physical stuff. So material cause, it is a physical stuff that we possess as a human. For example, is the clothing or anything that is distinguished us to become a humankind. So formal cause, the shape that makes a being particular kind. So for the example, this is a bird is different from a cat, which is different from a man. So to distinguish one another is we must look into the shape of others because we have a different shape. This is what is formal cause. So efficient cause, a being does not simply pop up from nothing but comes from another being which is prior to it. Example is parents beget a child. A mango tree used to be a seed that itself came from an older tree. A chair is built as the product of a carpenter. So in efficient cause, it is the cause of something that become a final form. Like for example is the mango trees that from a seed it becomes a tree. So the fourth is the final cause. End or a goal. Example, a child to become an adult. A mango seed become a tree. So final cause, it is the final product of something that is becoming a certain or being.
So I will discuss the topic synthesis. As Aquinas puts it, God is that which essentially is, and is essentially good. God's act is the creation of beings. Nothing that all beings came from God. It is possible for us to speak of Him as our efficient cause. Also, it is possible for us to speak of Him as our final cause. Since all beings seek to return to Him, we see here the beginning of synthesis by noting how the Neoplatonic movement from and back toward the transcendent is fused with the Aristotelianism notion of causes. Gaya ng sinabi ni Aquinas, ang Diyos ay yaong sa esensya, ay mayroon at ngayon mahalagang mabuti. Ang gawa ng Diyos ay ang paglikha ng mga nilalang, pagpapansin na ang lahat ng nilalang ay nagmula sa Diyos. Ito ay posible para sa atin na pag-usapan niya bilang ating mahusay na dahilan. Posible rin para sa amin na magsalita sa Kanya bilang ating huling layunin dahil ang lahat ng nilalang ay naghahangad na bumalik sa Kanya. So nakakita natin dito ang simula ng synthesis sa pamamagitan ng pagpuna kung paano ang Neoplatonic sa paggalaw mula at pabalik patungo sa transcendent ay pinagsama sa Aristotelianism na idea ng mga sanhi.
The next topic, the initial and the varieties of law. As rational beings, we have the free will, the truth, or the capacity. With our reason, we are able to judge between possibilities and the choice to direct our action in one way or another. Example, we work on the project to complete it. We study in the order to learn. We bake in the order to come with the cookies. These are good and work with a certain way to pursue them. The goods are referred as the end of action. However, just because we think that the sentence is good and therefore durable does not necessarily mean it is indeed. Good is the possible to realize the letter that doing to the mistake. This is the way the important for reason to always to be a part of the process. It is necessary to think carefully of the does really pack good for us. In a thinking about what is good for us, thinking inclusively of their own good without any regards for any people's in the goodwill. Not to. When us remind us the sense of belong to the community, we have to consider that is a good for the community as well as our own good. This can be called the common good. Question, how are doing na determine the common good? Saan mo pag determine sa common good? Law is the definition of the proper measure of our action. We should recognize the proper measure or limits in our action that would allow to direct our act in such a way we can practice in also in with his own and also of others together. Example, the traffic rules. A motorist cannot just drive in any way he like but must respect the traffic rules like the maximum speed on a particular road. Soccer was something good is not only him but also for other motorists as it is to prevent motor accident. Is that also necessary for rules or law with the community like in the ideal scenes?
My topic is all about varieties. Varieties, as noted, God, by His wisdom, is the creator of all beings. We recognize that God created us and that we return to Him. As Aquinas writes, He governs all the acts and movements that are to be found in each single creator. So, the type of divine wisdom as moving all the things there do and bears the characters of law. Therefore, the divine wisdom that directs each towards its proper and can be called the internal law. So, internal law refers to what God wills for creation, how each participant in it is intended to return to Him. Given our limitations, we cannot grasp the fullness of the internal law. It is completely not opaque to us. We recognize that first, we are part of internal law, and the second, we participate in its special way. Although, in all things partake the internal law as well as all beings are already created by God. Therefore, irrational creators like the plants and animals are participating in internal law by way of simulated through the instinctual following their nature. On the other hand, humans being participants more fully and perfectly in the law, given a capacity for reason, to think about what is good and what is evil, and to choose and direct ourselves appropriately.
So I am the next reporter and my topic is the two kinds of law by Aquinas. So we have human law and divine law. So human law refers to all instances wherein human beings construct and enforce laws in their communities. So as we all know, natay mga klase-klaseng law diri sa atong community. So importante kayo ni ang mga law because kabalo naman ta nga tanang tao is makasasala. So di gyud nato malikayan nga makabuhat og sala. So mo nang gi-construct and gi-enforce niya atong mga law para ma-prevent and ma-actionan tong mga violations. So we also have the divine law. Divine law precepts or instructions that come from divine revelation. For example, the Ten Commandments in the Old Testament of Jesus, injunction to love one's neighbor in the Gospels. So, divine law is also a law that is believed to come directly from God. Type of law, natural law, or rule or body of rules of conduct inherent in human, natural, and essential to our binding upon the society. So, ang uban pa example ani is thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Bear false witnesses. Thou shalt not keep the Sabbath day holy. So, muna ang mga example sa divine law na gina-follow sa mga tao because naatay pagtuo sa usa ka katuang God.
Today, my report is about the natural law by Thomas Aquinas. Since, however, good has the nature of an end and evil, the nature of a contrary, hence it is that all those things to which man has a natural inclination are naturally apprehended by a reason as being good and consequently as objects of pursuit, and their contraries as evil and objects of avoidance. Wherefore, according to the order of natural inclinations, is the order of the precepts of the natural law. Because in man there is first of all inclination to good in accordance with the nature which he has in common with all substances. In as much as every substance seeks the preservation of its own being according to its nature, and by reason of inclination, whatever is a means of preserving human life and of warding off its obstacles belongs to the natural law. Secondly, there is in man an inclination to things that pertain to him, more specifically according to that nature which he has things in common with other animals, and in virtue if this inclination, those things are said to belong to the natural law, which nature has taught to all inclination, which nature has taught to all animals, such as sexual intercourse, education of offspring, and so forth. Thirdly, there is in man an inclination to good according to the nature of his reason, which nature is proper to him. Thus, man has natural inclination to know the truth about God and to live in society. And in this respect, whatever pertains to this inclination belongs to the natural law. For instance, to shun ignorance, to avoid those among whom one has to live, and other such things regarding the above inclination.
In common with other beings, Thomas Aquinas identifies first that there is in our nature, common with other being, a desire to preserve one's own being. Examples: a makakaya live, fold inward, or protect itself when it touch. Second example is a cat cowers, flinch, and then tries to run away when it feels threatened. Even plants and animals have their own reflexes to protect themselves. For this reason, Aquinas tells us that it is according to the natural law to preserve human life. We can say that to take the life of another would be violation of the natural law. Thereof, it is unethical. Example is murder. It seems that taking one's own life would be unacceptable even if it forms physical assisted suicide. We can definitely see that acts that promote the continuation of life are below unethical. They are aligned with natural law. As a human being, we have our own reflexes.
My topic is the common with another animals. According to Aquinas, sexual intercourse and the care of one's offspring are common in our human nature with another animals. As a matter of fact, animals engage in sexual intercourse at a specific time of it. And this could result of offspring, same in human being, to that natural inclination to engage in sexual acts and reproduce exist. And the intrinsic connection between the sexual act and fecundity gives rise to a number of notions of what is acceptable and unacceptable in verifying degrees of continuousness. And the example of this is abortion. From the state of natural law, the act of preventing the emergence of new life would be considered unacceptable. And with regards to sexual act, the moral judgment get more volatile, and the example of this is the use of contraception. This argument provides ground for rejecting various forms of contraception, since this also for the sexual act to take place but inhibit position which is considered deviant. And to explain, Aquinas writes, and these certain special sins are said to be against nature, this contrary to sexual intercourse, which is natural to all animals, and unisexual lust, which has received the special name of unnatural crime.
For this reason, in making human law, additions that are not all problematic for the natural law are possible. If human law has been decided, this contribute to the common good, then they could be proper extension of the natural law. Aquinas puts it, nothing hinders a change in the natural law by way of attitude, since our reason has found and can find many things that benefit individual and communal human life.
I am Cadet Mark Anthony L. Fuentes.
I am Cadet Romel Limorinas.
I am Cadet Elgin Mark Nuloy.
I'm Cadet Jasper Met.
I'm Cadet Alexis Magbanwa.
I'm Cadet Jason Elgongog.
I'm Cadet Edward Vincent Lupian.
I am Cadet Mark Renz Gomez.
Be what was.